Normally, whenever I do these videos, I'm using a professional microphone like the Shure SM7DB here, a very expensive microphone, a professional microphone, but you're not actually hearing me through this mic right now. You're actually hearing me through the ModMic UNI 2. Okay, now I also have the ModMic USB 2 connected to the other side. And the really genius thing about these microphones and this product is it allows you to turn any pair of headphones into a headset. So these literally just snap on with a magnet. So there's a base that you can stick with 3M tape onto any pair of headphones, VR visor, basically anything that's kind of flat. And then these just, again, snap on whenever you want to use them, flip them up whenever you don't. Of course, you probably can't hear me there. Flip them up whenever you don't. Of course, again, take them completely off and store them in your hard case that they come with. All right, put them back on right there. Now, again, you're hearing me right now through the ModMic UNI 2. This has a 3.5 millimeter plug. Let's switch over to the ModMic USB 2. All right, this is the ModMic USB 2. Now, I do have post-processing turned on right now, EQ compression, things like that. Just so you know, we're going to turn it off here in a second, but this is the USB version of the ModMic. Now let's compare these little tiny microphones with a very expensive $500 microphone, the professional legendary Shure SM7DB. Are you ready? This is the Shure SM7DB, a $500 microphone, professional legendary microphone. Again, post-processing, EQ compression, whatever, is turned on right now, but this is what this professional microphone sounds like. Let's go back to the ModMic UNI 2. ModMic UNI 2. A $60 microphone compared to a $500 microphone. Now that is pretty cool, right? I mean, these things sound great. Let's turn off all post-processing, go completely raw. All right, so all of the post-processing is turned off. You're hearing me, this microphone is completely raw. This is what it will sound like whenever you plug it into, whatever device you want to plug it into. Sounds great, doesn't it? And just check real quick, let's go back to our Shure SM7DB, this time no post-processing, completely raw, just so you can sort of gauge the quality of the ModMic versus a known mic like the Shure SM7B or the Shure SM7DB. Okay, let's go back to the ModMic UNI 2. Okay, so now that we've established these things sound incredibly good. Let's go over some more specifics. All right, so with both of these mics, whichever one you want to get, the USB 2, the UNI 2, and they're also going to come out with a wireless version, I think in 2025. You're going to get a hard case so you can store it whenever, keep it in a safe place whenever you're not using them. You'll get your alcohol prep pad, which you need to clean your headphones with, some extra 3M sticky tape there, an extra one of those magnetic bases, and some cable clips. All right, real quick, take a look at the directions. So just pause if you want to read all of this. I'm going to turn on some post-processing again, just for the sake of the video to get the overall level up and more even. Okay, post-processing is turned back on. Okay, so let's go over the ModMic UNI 2. So the ModMic UNI 2 is terminated with a 3.5 millimeter TRS plug, and it also has a built-in mute switch. Okay, it's got a switch. I'm not going to turn it on because then you won't be able to hear me. And then the ModMic USB 2 obviously is terminated with USB, and it's USB Type A, but it also comes with a USB Type C converter. Let's switch over here. Okay, so this is the ModMic USB 2, post-processing turned on right now. Okay, so the ModMic USB 2 has the button there. You switch that on and it's gonna illuminate red, letting you know that it is muted. Let's go over how to connect the ModMic to your headphones. All right, so the first step is to grab your alcohol pad and clean off the side of your headphones or whatever you happen to be sticking it to, a VR visor, whatever. Clean it off, let it dry, and then peel off the sticker on the back of the mount and kind of angle it so it's at the corner of your mouth. Press and hold for around 60 seconds, and that's it. And now you can, pull the mic off whenever you want, attach it whenever you want, and you should have that extra base, magnetic base that you can also stick on maybe another pair of headphones, so you can switch around with your ModMic very, very easily. All right, so now just a quick word about direct monitoring. And I mention this mainly for the audio professional. So direct monitoring is the ability to hear yourself in real time in your headphones with no delay and no latency. Now, if you're a gamer or something like that, you're probably saying, why would I want to hear myself in my headphones? It doesn't make any sense. So like I said, this is mainly for the audio Professional. And this also, it really only deals with the USB version of the ModMic, because when it comes to the Uni version or the 3.5 millimeter version, whether or not you're able to get direct, direct monitoring will depend on what you plug it into. Okay, so if you plug it into your computer, you probably won't get that direct monitoring. If you plug it into an audio interface or a Zoom or a camera, then you will get that direct monitor. With something like the USB version, because it's completely digital, of course, it has to go into the computer first before it can come back out. So if I went to something like OBS and just tried to monitor that signal, I would get a little bit of a delay in my headphones from whenever I'm speaking. All right. So again, I understand that, input monitoring or direct monitoring is not something that everyone thinks about, but it is something that the audio professional might want to consider. And it's one reason why I personally prefer the ModMic UNI, because I'm able to plug it into different devices that do have that direct monitor. If you're going to ask me, if you're going to say, listen, which one of these should I get? If I can just get one, which one should I get? I would say get the ModMic UNI 2 with the 3.5 millimeter plug. And the reason is it's just going to be more flexible. You're going to have way more options. And the cool thing about the UNI 2 is you can also use it over USB. All you have to get is a little adapter like this, which costs like $10. It's a USB adapter with headphone and mic input. Just plug that into your computer, and then you basically have a USB version that you can just plug in real quick if that's how you want to use it. Of course, if you don't care about input monitoring, you don't want to hear yourself in your headphones, and you just want something quick and easy, then of course you can always go with the ModMic USB 2. But the reason why I really love the UNI 2 is not only does it sound great, but there's so many options with that 3.5 millimeter plug. They make so many accessories and adapters and things like that. For example, right now, I'm actually plugged into my audio interface, my professional audio interface, so I'm able to hear myself in real time because, of course, my audio interface has input monitoring. And I'm plugged into my audio interface through one of these adapters. This is an XLR to 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 inch adapter. And it's not just an adapter for XLR to 3.5 millimeter. It's also a transformer or an adapter for 48 volt phantom power down to what's called plug-in power, or the 3 to 5 volts that's necessary to run things that run on plug-in power. So these run you around $20 to $50 depending on where you want to buy them. You can actually buy them directly in the ModMic shop if you want to buy them there. You can get them on Amazon too. I'll have some links in the description below if you want to pick one of these. These come in very, very handy, not just for audio interfaces, but for things like your Zooms. Some cameras have full size XLR ports these days, so you can use those with that. So not only can you plug into your audio interface, you can plug into things like Zooms. And I love my Zooms are awesome. You plug in your mic to your Zoom, plug in your headphones to the output. And again, you're going to have real-time monitoring. You will hear yourself in real time with no latency when using your Zooms. And then you can record high quality audio through a mic that's, right on your headphones, and not a mic that's right here in your face. And maybe you're trying to explain something or do something or show something. It's just much easier with a mic that's completely out of your way. Of course, that'll work with any Zoom that you have. H1. Here's a really cheap H1 or H1N, about $100. These things are awesome. I highly suggest people get Zooms. A more expensive H6 with XLR inputs on that as well, and of course the 3.5 millimeter input and the headphone output on our H6s. I should also mention that when it comes to plugging in the ModMic UNI 2 directly into your computer, depending on the type of computer you have, let's switch over to the USB version just for fun. Okay, so here we are with the USB version. And you know what? Let's turn off all effects. Why not? Okay, so this is back to the USB version. All effects are turned off. When it comes to plugging in the UNI 2 into your computer, if you have a mic input and a headphone output, of course, you know how to plug that in. But if you're like me and you only have a multi-port that accepts, it's basically a TRRS, in that case, you're going to need an adapter like this, and these are going to run you about $5. Okay, there's different kinds too, not just like this. And this is going to split things off to a mic and to your headphones. Okay, so use that if you only have that single multi-port on your computer. Okay, here we are back to the UNI 2, which I have plugged into my audio interface. Love doing that, hear myself in real time, and we have all effects turned off. So you could also use one of these adapters into your controller, and then plug your headphones and microphone in, and then you have a nice, super high quality headset that you can use with Xbox, I believe PlayStation as well. And I think the USB 2 is actually compatible with PlayStation. It's not compatible with Xbox, but it is compatible, as far as I know, compatible with PlayStation. Now, besides plugging the Uni 2 into your computer or into your audio interface or into your Zoom recorder or Tascam recorder, whatever you have, into your controller, you can also plug it into your phone for one. You probably need some sort of accessory for that, but you can also plug it in to your camera, or at least I can. So I have the Panasonic Lumix S5, great camera, full frame, amazing camera. Although I wouldn't suggest you get this camera today, simply because there's a newer model out called the Lumix S5 Mark II, and preferably if you want to get a camera like this, get the Lumix S5 Mark II X. That's an amazing camera. That's probably the next one I'm gonna eventually get. But with this camera, I can plug in my 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter microphone directly into the camera, and then it also has a headphone output, so plug into that. And then I have a super high quality headset, so I have a much higher quality audio going directly into the camera than using the microphone on the camera. And just for funsies here, folks, let's switch over to camera audio. Okay, this is camera audio. We're not going to stay here long because I understand it is awful. Cameras do not have good microphones included. They just don't. So let's switch over now. I'm going to plug my Uni 2 into the camera. Okay, so now I have the ModMic Uni 2 connected directly to the camera along with the headphones, so I can monitor myself in real time. So obviously this is much better than the integrated microphone of the camera. And then I'm able to do things like record high quality audio with, whatever I happen to be doing, whatever, tutorial video, explainer videos, whatever. And I also don't have a mic right in my face blocking me from seeing whatever it is I'm trying to show or do from whatever product it is. So obviously much better audio by plugging directly into the camera with the ModMic Uni 2. All right, so now we are back to the ModMic Uni 2 plugged into our audio interface. What I really love about using this directly with a camera, especially if you're doing reviews or anything like that, and you have a camera pointed at something and you're trying to manipulate it with your hands, you don't have to have that microphone right in your face, and you can't see what you're doing. Or even if you're doing like a plug-in tutorial or something, you wouldn't even need a microphone like this in your face. You could look directly at your computer, and it might be a whole lot easier for some people who don't want a thing directly there. And it also gives you a different sound than using something like a lav or something like a boom mic or something. You get a much more sort of a close mic sound by using the headset than you do by using something like a lav or something like, again, a boom mic. Now, of course, if I was going to do that for real, I probably wouldn't even plug into the camera, because cameras aren't known for having great inputs or great converters or anything like that. So what I would probably do is get something like my Zoom and mount it to the hot shoe of the camera, and then plug my ModMic into the Zoom. And then I could either plug my headphones directly into the Zoom, or another thing you can do, you can plug an aux cable, which is just a 3.5 millimeter TRS cable, from the headphone out into the mic in of the camera, and then run your headphones into the camera, and then you'll hear yourself in real time, and then you'll be able to record high quality audio directly on your Zoom coming right from the ModMic, and then all of that audio will be passed on to the camera. So basically then you'd have it's the same exact audio, it just you'll have it recorded here, and then you'll have it also recorded onto the camera. Again, if you record directly to the camera, probably not going to be as high as quality as recording to something like a Zoom, which is made for audio, but then you'd have at least sort of like a backup audio option just in case you needed to use that. If something got corrupted or whatever, at least you'd have that option recorded directly to your camera. I'm not saying don't record directly to your camera. I'm just saying that generally speaking, even expensive cameras aren't made for recording audio. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So here we have the ModMic Uni 2 plugged directly into this Zoom H6. Great high quality sound. These Zooms are great, especially like the H6. I could really pump this gain up or down, get it really high there if I have a ASMR sort of a thing that I want to do, You could even do like voiceovers with this mic, which is crazy. In a world where one man fights, for justice. Okay, or whatever. It's a little loud. There we go. That's a little bit better. So this is the, again, ModMic UNI 2 plugged directly into a Zoom, and my headphones are also plugged in here so I can monitor myself in real time. You'll have the same voice quality even with something like the Zoom H1 or H1N. There are no effects or anything like that here as well. Of course, you can always add compression, EQ, noise reduction if you need it. All right, so once again, this is the ModMic UNI 2 plugged directly into a Zoom. And another cool thing, if you have a Zoom like this is the H6 and it has XLR inputs on it. So what I could do in that case is I could use one of my adapters into the XLR, plug the ModMic into that instead of using the integrated 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter port for a mic, because whenever you use that, it bypasses the built-in mics for your Zooms. So if I use something like this into the Zoom for the ModMic, I can then use the integrated mics, the XY mics, or the mid-side mic, whatever you want to use, directly on the Zoom, and then I could record to separate tracks, my ModMic on one track directly on the Zoom, and then other ambient sounds or whatever sounds you want to record with your XY mics onto different tracks on the Zoom. You could even output that into a single stereo track into the camera, so you basically have something there just in case something goes wrong, right? But then you can just take all those tracks of audio, high quality audio, and put them into your NLE whenever you're creating your video. So again, that's really why I love the ModMics. It's so great. Again, if you don't do hands-on reviews or things like that, you may not understand that a lot of times it's just hard to get a mic where you would need a mic to be, and also see whatever you're doing. So by plugging in directly to the camera or into something like a Zoom and having the mic out of your way, completely out of your way, you're able to see what you're doing. You're able to be hands-on and record the audio in real time, high quality audio, high quality voiceover in real time, instead of having to record the video part and then go back and then record it over, with a mic right in your face. Okay, let's just turn it off. We'll just go out raw. Okay, so ModMic UNI 2 completely raw. Again, if you were gonna ask me which one should you get, I would say get the ModMic UNI 2, just because in my opinion, or at least for what I do, it's much more versatile. Being able to plug directly into a camera, into a computer, into an audio interface, into a Zoom, into a Xbox controller if you wanted to, for gaming or whatever. In my opinion, it's just a little more versatile. And again, if you want a USB, you can always buy a little USB adapter, and then you basically have a USB version that you can also use. All right. So listen, it doesn't mean the USB doesn't have a place for people who just want a minimal sort of a mic that sounds really good that they can attach to their headphones and just plug into your computer and be done, right? You have a great sounding microphone and you're just done. But again, for me and for the audio professional, I think you're going to be happier with the UNI 2. You could also use the UNI 2 with your professional audio headphones. You can use that as a talkback microphone to talk to the talent through their headphones, assuming that your audio interface has talkback technology integrated into it. So there's not just reviews, not just presentations, not just dictation or whatever. There's tons of applications for the ModMic UNI 2 and also for the USB 2. All right, so if you want to pick these up for yourself, you can find them on the ModMic site there. I will, of course, have a link in the description below, but you can also find these on Amazon, so I'll have some of those links down there as well. Again, right now you're hearing me through the ModMic UNI 2, completely raw. Let's switch over. ModMic USB 2 just comes down to, the overall feature set that you personally need. All right, UNI 2, USB 2, and they should also have a wireless version. I mean, they do have a current wireless version, but they're going to have the wireless 2 version, I believe, in 2025. That is the ModMic UNI 2 and the ModMic USB 2. Really awesome inventions, really awesome devices. I highly recommend that you check these out. And again, we will have links for these in the description below.
ModMic, loud and clear, bringing joy to every ear. ModMic, in our hands, swinging with the big band.